This is the warm-up sequence for Master Wang's Taiji form. There's no real set order to this, so you can do it in any order you want. This is the one that I prefer, and I start out with. Start out by the loosening exercises. You can do any of these as long as you want. You can take any one of them out of the sequence and just work on it individually. The loosening exercises are good for that. I'm not going to go into the specifics of each individual exercise. This is intended to show you the sequence order and also give you an idea of what all of the exercises in his warm-ups are. You have the monkey. Calls this one the fish. It's also nice to start out with a little bit of Zhangzhuan. I usually do a Wuji standing posture, something really neutral. I use it to connect my center with all of these exercises. It's important to maintain the center and sung around that. This is a new one. You're rotating the spine back and forth. You don't move your arms up, you're moving your center. And then this one, you're keeping your arms relaxed, so just kind of dead weight hanging, and you're pulling and squeezing back from the scapula, just letting it pull back. You're going to go two directions with this, forward and backwards. You'll be able to feel it once you start to do it. And then just keeping everything loose and swinging side to side from the center. After this, let's have some exercises to loosen up the leg joints. So this one you're just kicking out at a 45-degree angle, just keeping things loose. And then bringing up and out to the side, you're kicking through the heel. The idea of this isn't to really do a kick, it's just to kind of shake everything off. It's like you're flicking water off your toe. It's also good for balance. Try to stay relaxed with all of these. He calls these the loosening exercises for the legs. So out to the side. And this next one, you're just rotating and maintaining your center, kicking at a diagonal, letting the hips swing. Now I get into what he calls his I Jin Jing. From what I understand it, the I Jin Jing is a set of principles and not really a set of exercises. So these are the stretching exercises. He doesn't get too much specific into the internals with this one. But what I tend to do is really emphasize stretch. So you're taking the posture to the end of what you can do, holding the shape, and then you're trying to relax everything through it. So you're trying to soften the muscles and the connective tissue. So when you pull up or pull out to the side for this one, you're kind of stretching the elbow away from the other hand, you're not pulling back, so everything isn't you're not going to cross your center line to the back. But you want to try to release the tension, which should increase the stretch. So you're not trying to create a stretch by using strength. You get to the end of the posture and then you try to soften everything around it. So letting the muscles pull a little bit off the bones. This one you're going to squeeze back. I'm going to show you from a couple different angles. This one I really kind of feel the stretch through the front of my neck and chest. So there's not a pinching there is no pinching in the back of the neck and no pinching in the low back. I'm just raising up on your toes and gently bouncing down under the heels. Just really kind of soft punches, really loose fist. Tension is out in the distance, so you're in tension. Your focus is at a point that you're trying to send, pivoting, rotating around the center. Really trying to stay soft and loose to this whole thing while maintaining the shape. One arm goes up, grabs the ear. The other hand is kind of gentle fist by your kidney. You're turning, try to look at the opposite heel. So in this case, I'm trying to look at my right heel. And then turning to the left. Right elbow's pulling up. Your breathing is natural. There's no real specific breathing style that he emphasizes for these exercises. Just that you're breathing relaxed into the abdomen. Your hands on your knees, your back is flat, trying to look up. So if you can, you're trying to get into a bit of an arch in your back if possible. Just straighten one arm up, keep the other relaxed. And you're trying to look at your back hip. So you're kind of looking over your shoulder. In this case, I can see my right hip. And if I turn and look the other way, I should be able to see my left hip. These are ones I don't often put into my form or the warm-ups, but these are ones that Henry has started to add. So this one's just for balance. Elbow touches knee, toes point down, back relatively straight. If you want to make this harder, you can close your eyes. Holding it much longer than I'm holding it. All of these can be done for more repetitions. So arms back, balance. Fingertips touching, pull back. So you're going to grab your foot, pull back. This one's a little tricky. You do the best you can with it. you're squatting down, looking up, trying to arch your back. So you're trying to get a curve in your low back. Again, looking up, you're trying not to get you're not going for a pinch in the back of the neck. Stretch in the front. This one, elbows on the inside of your knee. Press out with the other arm. Look up. Should feel a rotation all the way through the spine with this one. All of these, you're trying to get the stretch pulled up out through your body. This one, you're going to go forward onto your toes. So my left leg right now, that I'm up onto my toes and I'm flexing through the toes, balancing, switching. The knee is not touching the ground, and then I'm twisting the opposite direction. And again, the main principle with all of these too is still the same. You get into the end position, and then to increase the stretch, you try to relax and release or soften all of the muscles as much as possible. Breathing soft and relaxed. Now I'm going in this, again, pretty fast. Master Wang advises does about 3 times for each posture, each pose. Holds it for a few breaths, really relax. You don't want to try to rush through this. This one is just elbow to toe. Depending on your flexibility, you can grab the toe with both hands, or you can go above the knee. Just work with what you're able to do, and then slowly increase the stretch. You're not trying to force it. All of this is you're trying to open the body through softening, sung, and relaxation. You don't want to try to force the tissues open. This one, just letting the head go. My feet are pretty close together. I feel like I get a little bit better stretch on this. Try to get the hands down on the ground. Just let everything soften. Hang, relax. Come up one vertebra at a time. That's the end of what he calls his I Ching Ching, or how he works the I Ching Ching principles through those stretches. This is probably one of my more favorite activities. So there is a breathing with that. So you breathe up, exhale down, palms up, breathe in. Exhale, soften. Inhale, stretching the palms. You really want to keep the Lao Gong open on these. Inhale. Exhale down. Sinking to Dantian. Continue to exhale. Continue. Inhale. Open the chest. Soften the chest. Release to the Dantian. Inhale. And then exhale. Stretch through the palms and the Lao Gong. Open to the side. Exhale, release to the Dantian. Curve. Press forward. You're not using force for any of this, so you're not really trying to use muscular tension. With this one, your back is curved. My elbows are actually not locked. It does look like they are locked, but they're not. And then this last one, scooping down, rotating the palms up, and then pressing overhead to release. After this, I'll just often just stand in a Wuji posture or the opening posture for the Taiji form, and just center again and prepare for the exercise. So here's what I close with after I do all the form and the routine. He calls it as Da Qi Qigong. So it's chest, Mingmen, Dantian, and then Fengzi or something like that. There's a point on the lateral part of the legs. And just striking those points kind of disperse the qi and balance everything out. And that's the full routine.